You'd think the space where artists go to share the art into which they have invested a part of themselves would be a supportive and kind and inclusive space, right? Wrong. It's the complete opposite, actually. It is one of the most cutthroat, competitive, unkind, judgmental, mean, rude, bullying communities on the internet. That was over exaggerative, but from what I've experienced over the past year of being more involved in the art community, there are some things that I have noticed, some problems, some things that we could all improve on. So that's what I wanted to focus today's video on. The first thing I wanted to talk about is bullying. Bullying beginner and young artists. It is so unfortunate because the art community should be a place where we encourage each other to continue improving at art, because all of us are continuously learning. Nobody's perfect. Let me just put some chapstick on. Give me a second. Yeah, none of us are perfect. The fact that there are certain people in the art community that are so mean that they would pick on someone who is just starting to draw or young artist. Like, why are you picking on a fucking child? Hello, grow up. Anyway, one example of this in particular that I can think about is this artist named Croaket, I believe, who started posting their art on TikTok, and I'll insert the clip of the TikTok right here. They were just sharing their art online, and they literally got a bunch of comments of people making fun of their art style. And also, here, I'll put that in there too. And also TikToks that were mocking them. I'll put that in here too. And all of this bullying led to them having to leave the platform. I think it's really unfortunate. Like, if I had TikTok when I had first started drawing, I would not be drawing today, because like I was so insecure at that age. Any hate would have shattered my confidence and I would have just given up on drawing, because I feel like that's a common thing at that age, is to feel a little bit insecure as well. Especially when it's older people picking on you. It's just sad because that's just one situation, and I'm sure that there are others and other young artists or beginner artists that have been getting bullied in the art community and maybe have been discouraged from drawing or just sharing their art online in general. And the other thing that is sad about that is the fact that these beginner artists sharing their art online could be helping other beginner artists feel better about the stage of the learning process they're at, if that makes sense. Or it could have also encouraged them to share their art online. So the fact that we're bullying these people to the point that they have to leave the platform is really pathetic, honestly. So apparently later, Croaket made a return to posting on, I'm not sure if it was TikTok, but to posting their art again on the internet. However, they returned with a completely different art style because of the fucking bullying that they received. Some of you that are messed up in the head may argue that this is a good thing and that they listen to the criticism and quote unquote improve their art style. But I would argue that number one, maybe they liked their art style. There wasn't really necessarily anything wrong with it. It's just maybe they could have improved certain parts of the anatomy, or I don't know, whatever. But they could have learned that over time and naturally let their style adapt to however it may have changed over years of practice and continuous drawing, without the mental health complications that they may have had to suffer because of those mean comments. Number two, if we wanted to offer advice based on our knowledge of anatomy or something we might change within their art style, we could have offered some constructive criticism. Anyway, I think it's good that they're still sharing their art today. They're still drawing. So I hope they don't have a panic attack every time they're about to post, because I know if I was in their position, I definitely would. This is kind of a side note, but satire art accounts. Oh my gosh, this is my fucking pet peeve. Every time I come across a satire art account, I know it's supposed to be funny, but I just can't help but feel like shit, because these satire art accounts are getting thousands and thousands of followers for literally making fake videos about sucking at drawing. And in my opinion, I think these accounts encourage hate comments because, or not encourage hate comments, but it might lead to people accidentally leaving hate comments because they might come across actual beginner artists and comment something like, I can't tell if this is satire or not, which if you received a comment on your art post of that, would you feel good? No, probably not. So I don't know. I don't like satire art accounts. That's kind of a side note, but the next thing I wanted to discuss is just related to bullying in the art community in general, not necessarily on younger or beginner artists, but just about artists hating on artists that they find annoying or that they just don't like, or they don't like their art style. And in specific, I thought the perfect example of this was Kooleen. Now, let me preface, I am not defending Kooleen. I know that she has said some problematic things and that some people have been offended by her humor, air quotes, because humor is subjective. If you don't like an artist's art style, or you find them annoying, or you don't find them funny, just don't look at their art and don't watch them. Like, why are we purposely going to her videos to comment, oh look, the racist queen is back? Like, I've seen comments on her post, on her YouTube videos. Like, I went to look to see like if she receives any hate because I was curious. People literally just go to her account to just comment that, and I'm like, okay, so did that like make you feel better, or like because in my opinion, I don't think Kooleen is racist. I just think that her humor and her beliefs around beauty are questionable. I made a video about it. If you want to go check that out, it's one of my first videos. So I mean, don't expect the greatest quality, but I mean, I had fun making that video. So sorry, yeah, me shamelessly plugging myself. I came across this video called Fixing Kooleen's Damn Eye Tutorial or something like that, and I don't like seeing the word fixing when it comes to art, because it implies that the artist who is using the term fixing, they think they draw things the right way, and the artist's art that they are fixing is drawing it the wrong way. I personally don't believe that there is a right and wrong way to do things in art. I think there are better ways to do things, such as learning anatomy. If you don't understand anatomy, you know, your art might look a little bit off, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's wrong. It just means you could probably improve it a little bit if you were to spend some time learning anatomy. So I know that the artist that created this video of fixing Kooleen's eye tutorial used that as like a clickbait title. I'm sure their video wasn't hateful. I didn't actually watch it, but the term fixing, it gets thrown around in the art community. I'm going to talk a little bit about that later. And the other thing was, when I was researching for my Kooleen video a while back, I was searching up like what was going on, like what the situation was. And I came across this art YouTuber who had made a video about it, and I was gonna watch that to educate myself. But they were being so hateful in the way that they spoke about her. Like, girl, if you're gonna make a drama video, you need to be a little bit less biased, because you're borderline spreading misinformation if the information you're sharing is tainted by your biases. Anyway, she was literally saying like, I hate Kooleen, I have always hated her, I knew that there was something off about her, like blah 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 blah. She's racist, like da da da, like I forget what I tried to find the video again, I couldn't find it. I was just like, okay, well I guess I'm not watching this video, because like I made it through halfway through, and then she started going off, and I was like, okay, we're gonna have to find a different video to educate ourselves on this topic, because anyway, why did I bring that up? I don't know. Just because I feel like it's so wrong, like the amount of hate that there is in the community. Like, if an artist does something slightly off, like especially for example with the Ergo Josh situation recently, everyone's like, I knew this guy, there was something off about him, like da da da, like people were saying like, oh, this is so disappointing, like I can't support you anymore because he supports AI art, or he doesn't support it but he uses it in his art process. And I just feel like we need to be a little bit gentler with each other. Like, it's not like he fucking did anything, like he didn't commit a crime, like he didn't fucking somebody or like talk to a minor or like anything crazy like that. He just was trying to show people a way to use this new technology to benefit their art. He was just trying to help people and show his perspective of that, and then everyone just fucking went off on him. And I think I was basically trying to say they let this one thing that he did wrong discredit everything else positive that he's contributed to the art community. Since there's this is another point, creating drama out of nothing. I feel like in the art community, we have a tendency to over exaggerate situations because we have nothing else to fucking talk about. When I first started my YouTube channel, I was planning on posting about drama within the art community, but I slowly realized that there was hardly anything, when I was doing research for videos, there's hardly anything that is worth actually making a video on, because most of the time it's like the most petty shit. Like, it's like, she stole my art style. The next point is hating on art styles / thinking your art style is the right way to draw. I kind of already spoke about this, but just because you personally don't like an artist's art style doesn't mean you need to comment something mean under their post or hate on them or spread hateful misinformation about them or amplify dramatic situations or things that they've done and make it seem worse than it actually is to get more people to hate on them because you don't like them or you don't like their art or you don't like their personality. From what I've seen, a lot of the time, the people that are hating on certain art styles behave as though their art style is the right way to draw something, and the person that they're hating on is drawing it the wrong way. Which, as I mentioned earlier, I feel like there isn't really a wrong and right way to do things in art. There are better ways to do things, I think, but everyone has different experiences and different perspectives and different emotions and feelings and thoughts and preferences in art, well, and just in general, and they convey that through their art. And so that's one beautiful thing about art, is that everyone is different and everyone is going to create different looking art, and that's just how it is. You don't have to fucking hate on people for drawing something differently than you. If you don't like it, just don't look at it. Like, the other thing that is kind of related to this is this idea of stealing art styles. If I draw something realistic, does that mean that I am copying the first person who ever did it? If I sketch a stick figure, do I need to give credit to whoever came up with that idea? Because, like, I get it, we put a lot of work into developing our style and trying to stand out, but your style is built on the artists you've admired. So if you're upset that somebody is copying your art style, like, for example, I remember this artist I used to watch called out a smaller creator for copying her line art style. Like, in my opinion, that's just so immature. Just take it as a compliment, especially if it's a smaller creator than you. Like, just fucking get over it. Like, obviously it's expected that someone is going to end up taking inspiration from you if you're sharing your art online. Like, I feel like you've agreed to that by sharing your art online, so you can't be upset if people are going to be taking inspiration from you. The next thing I want to talk about, which I've already kind of mentioned, is fixing art. We need to stop saying fixing art. These videos about fixing your art is so fucking annoying. Like, don't say fixing your art, just say giving you art advice. My subscribers submitted their art and I'm going to help them. Like, I don't fucking know. Come up with a different title, but it's not fixing your art, okay? There's nothing wrong with their art. It's just there's certain things that maybe they could improve on. The other thing is, most of the time these videos of fixing your art is just, oh my gosh, hi! So, my cat's in here. Stop! You gotta be quiet! Yeah, most of the time these fixing your art videos, it's just the artist redrawing their subscribers' art in their art style. So just change the title, just make it redrawing your art in my style and helping you in the process, or I don't fucking know, make it something more concise, whatever works for you. But fixing your art is so fucking annoying. Stop saying that. It's not, it's such a negative way to word that. I know I'm overreacting about that, but it just annoys me seeing those videos. The next thing is, oh, I kind of already mentioned this. This is the last point. Creating drama out of nothing. I feel like we have we have nothing interesting to talk about in the art community, so we create drama out of situations that could literally just be nothing. Oh my gosh, this girl is beating up my legs. No. Okay, sorry about that. Anyway, we need to start talking about shit that actually matters. Nobody cares about Mary Sue down the street who fucking stole your art style or is copying you. Can we talk about some shit that actually matters? Like people scamming people in the art community, or there's a bunch of AI shit that's been going on. I know there are people who have been covering these situations, but we need to put more focus on those situations that actually matter instead of trying to create problems so that we have something to talk about. Overall, I just wish that we as artists could be a little bit nicer to each other. The art community should be a safe space for people to share their work without feeling anxious of potential judgment from others anytime they want to share their art, because art is really vulnerable. Artists are sharing a part of themselves and their emotions and thoughts and experiences and perspectives through their artwork. And so to me, it's just really sad that this community is so ruthless and discriminatory, is that a word? Discriminative? Whatever, discrimination, and competitive, and I feel like there's a lot of jealousy in the art community. I just wish that when we are offering criticism, we could do so with less of a tone of superiority in commenting on others' artwork, because a lot of the time I feel like when we are offering that criticism, there are certain artists who do so in a way where they think that they are better than the artists that they are criticizing, which that's not true. Like we're all equal. Like we are all just artists, just drawing, just trying to share our creativity with others and find others who like similar things to us, or help others, whatever it may be, whatever the reason may be that you are sharing your art online. So anyways, let me know your thoughts, and please share any experiences that you've had that relate to anything I've talked about today that may have soured your opinion of the art community, any hate that you've received, anything like that. I'm really curious, so please share. Give the video a like if you learned anything, if you just enjoyed the video, if I made you laugh, or give it a dislike. That's okay too. I appreciate the feedback. And subscribe. Yeah, that's everything for today. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.